After increasing very slowly over thousands of years, the world population started increasing very fast 2 centuries ago. It went from 1 billion human beings in 1800 to 7.5 billion in 2017. According to United Nations estimations, the world population should keep on increasing and reach 10 billion inhabitants by the end of the 21st century. Most of this future growth will happen in the south, especially in Africa. This very fast growth over a short period of time can be explained by the demographic transition phenomenon, in which the old demographic balance, marked by a strong fertility rate and a strong mortality rate, is replaced by a new balance in which a low fertility rate is associated with a low mortality rate. The demographic transition is much faster in southern countries compared to northern countries. This explains their increasing demographic weights. The population is unevenly distributed over the planet, since almost 2 humans out of 3 live in Asia. It also tends to be more and more concentrated in cities. In 2007, the urbanization rate went over 50%, whereas it was only 30% in 1950. According to the United Nations, 66% of the population will be urban by 2050. The highest urban growth is expected in Asia, especially in India and China, but also in Africa, especially in Nigeria. Researchers talk about an urban transition to characterize this vast urbanization growth, which can be explained by a strong natural increase during a demographic transition period, by an important migratory increase due to the more and more intense demographic pressure in rural areas, and finally, by a catch-up phenomenon for some southern countries that were little urbanized until now. The urbanization of the world's population also translates into an explosion of megacity phenomenon. The United Nations counted 10 cities of over 10 million inhabitants in 1990, which represented 7% of the urban population. In 2014, there were 28. They were housing about 500 million inhabitants, thus 12% of the global urban population. 16 of these cities are located in Asia, 4 in Latin America, 3 in Africa, 3 in Europe, and 2 in North America. By 2030, 41 cities should house over 10 million inhabitants.